Well, more of the elite, more of the top politicians, more of the million and billionaires, I would guarantee, I've got no stats for this, but I would guarantee more of them had private jets last year than any other year.
Yeah. I'm very upset about something, and I know you're very upset about something. So I'm upset because on the way here this morning, because it was early morning, I stopped to get a McDonald's coffee.
Right.
And they've changed the lid.
Right.
They've
changed to one of these eco crappy things.
Yes, so 20 years of drinking McDonald's coffee with a really good plastic, very well manufactured lid that works really well.
Yeah.
They've now got these crappy paper ones that spill coffee all over you when you're drinking. And it's outrageous, isn't it? And I was reflecting as I was driving in, and then as I drove down your street, I saw your neighbour had his electric car plugged in. And I thought, these people, this government, they impose these grubby little things on us, don't they, to try and solve global problems. And we found out over Christmas that the global coal consumption, has increased again this year, higher than it's ever been before. Something like 4.77 billion tonnes a year. So all this is going on around the world globally. Nothing is changing. But I have to have a paper cup on my coffee, and your neighbour's got to plug his crappy electric car into his mandatory electric point on the bottom, on the corner there.
Well, if we're going to start this episode with a good moan, then I've got two things I want to moan about on the same theme.
All right, sorry, go on then.
On the same thing.
I was going to talk about your issue in a minute.
Well, no.
You've had a minor issue.
Yeah. Well, you've been talking then, two things popped in my head of the eco-green thing that annoyed me this Christmas. The first thing is things I've bought for Christmas, such as pate, coleslaw, some olives. None of them have got lids on.
Yes.
They've got a cellophane top. You pull the cellophane top off, and then
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
They used to have a plastic lid you'd put
Those
on.
clear plastic lids they used to have on top of the things. They've got rid of them.
And they will tell me and you, we've done that for our carbon footprint and to save the dolphins and to do this and do that because it's less plastic. That's not why they've done it. They've done it to save themselves money. Those plastic lids might be a fraction of a penny, but when you sell 1 million products a month, all that adds up to 50, 60, 70, 100 grand.
Yeah.
You've just saved. So they're doing it to save money, but lying to us to our face by saying we're doing it on your behalf to save the planet annoyed me. The thing that annoyed me more than that, the new...
I've clearly touched a nerve here.
It's just this Christmas. It's just... Normally, these things don't annoy me because I've normally done an episode of The Mayor and I where I've listened to you moan, and I've decided I don't want to be a big girl's blouse, so I'm not moaning. Because I've not seen you, I've got into moaning
You've
mode.
actually realised my little moans are justified, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody has the right to moan about these crappy things. But sorry, carry on.
So the other thing is bottle tops. So I like to drink cider in the house, so I buy 2 litre bottles of cider, and you unscrew the top. The top now stuck on. You can't take the top off.
What?
You screw it off, and then it's on a hinge.
What?
So when you're pouring it, if you don't have the bottle with the
right way round,
it hits the top, misses the glass, and goes everywhere. I've done that twice. And
what's the reason? What the hell is the reason for that?
Because the bottle tops now are recyclable, so they want it to stay with the bottle, so you don't throw the tops away separately.
Why don't they just bloody leave us alone?
I know.
Why don't they leave us alone, the bastards?
Now, they all seem to be doing that, so I'm not sure if that is some new directive from government and you pay less tax if you have your bottles like that. But those 2 things have really annoyed me this Christmas.
Well, it's the same with that paper cup. Because of the design, it's spilling all down my front as I'm driving along. Whereas the plastic one was perfect. So we're now going backwards in terms of functionality as well, as a result of these crappy eco net zero things. Plastic
created was one of the reasons we created the modern world. Before that, everything was wood or metal, but we invented plastic that could do a lot more than wood and metal. It was more durable, more bendable, less breakable, and it improved everyone's lives. Where now we're going back to we have to use wood, and that's basically what paper is. It's wood. Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it is scandalous. But I was just reflecting this morning, just what you've described there as well. They're imposing these awful little situations on us, like the cut, like the tops, like the lack of plastic, like the electric charging points. Meanwhile, the global elite are having absolutely no impact on CO2, fossil fuel use, and none of that is changing at all.
Well, more of the elite, more of the top politicians, more of the million and billionaires, I would guarantee, I've got no stats for this, but I would guarantee more of them had private jets last year than any other year.
Yeah, yeah.
Because as they get richer and richer, they're quite happy having the luxuries of the modern world.
Yes.
They just don't want me and you to have the luxuries of the modern world.
Yeah. I was reading about, we'll just maybe talk about it in another episode, reading about Lindsay Hoyle, you know, the Speaker of the House of Commons.
Yeah.
Apparently he spent something like 50,000 quid this year flying around the world, going to things that have got nothing to do with the government. First class.
Well, his job is to sit in the House of Commons.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's going around the world. And also because he's the Speaker of the House, that means he has to neglect to a certain extent his constituency.
Yes.
Because he's not a fully acting MP.
Yeah.
Now you think he'd be making up for that by not flying around the world, by spending more time in his constituency helping his constituents.
Correct.
Not using the luxuries of office.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he doing going around the world?
I'll tell you in the episode we get to it. But they are all hypocritical arseholes, aren't they? They really are.